All right. Hey guys. Okay, so we are finishing up the Sarah Rockin' Robbins Rock Your Network Marketing business. So that was a really great blank. So we just did the last chapters of the book, basically. I think it was 6 through 10. There's a few things that I wrote down for each chapter that I wanted to go over. Overall, I think she's a great leader, and I listen to Sarah Rockin' Robbins probably like a few times a week through YouTube. I search for her videos. I'm sign up for different email stuff for her and love it. So I'm just going to start with the first thing that she talks about in chapters 6. And she kind of talks about your business story and finding out, what your business story really is and how you started with Plexus. And I do think that that's important. And sometimes we have to write it out to really know where we started with our business and why we started with our business. Who are you? What are you looking for out of this opportunity? How did you find your business with Plexus? And what excites you the most about this business? I know for me personally, I love to share my business story, my business testimony, because it's exciting. I haven't made this kind of money since I was like 20 years old, before we had all of our children. And, then I became a stay-at-home mom, and my daughter's special needs, all of that jazz. So for me, the money has been a really exciting piece that fits really well for me with my business story, because I'm actually really able to bring some good money to the table, over a couple $1,000s a month to the table while I'm at home taking care of my kids. So for me, I love sharing my business story. And I love that it happened organically. I didn't get into this to make money. I got into this to, better ourselves and our health. So really figuring out what your business story is in this is important, because you'll end up sharing it a lot. And people really do, when you're reaching people on a personal level, it will make such a big difference. And then she went into power prospecting, which is a big thing. Really, like, some people say they're prospecting, but are they really prospecting? I was just on a call actually with Amy Paul, a double diamond household ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. She's our direct upline, and she was talking about, like, are you really messaging, or are you just like doing it to say you got it done, with like something really short and simple and then not following up with it? Like, that's not going to get the job done. Power prospecting is really taking the time to prospect. And once they agree to know more, you just want to get them a little bit and raise that curiosity. Ace, turn it down, please. And once they agree to know more, then you're taking it to a 3-way message and letting your upline help you. I do think it's really important. You don't have to know everything when you're power prospecting. Just know a little bit, and then let your upline or your sideline sister help you out, because you really will benefit from it. The most important thing about power prospecting, or prospecting in general, is that you're doing it. Another thing with prospecting, when you're prospecting and sending messages, you really want to create a sense of urgency. I think that that's super important, because otherwise, it could be 2 years till they get back to you, right? So create some type of urgency depending on the person that you're talking to. So if they have a wedding coming up, if they've been, depressed for months, make it like, let's get you better tomorrow. Let's focus on you for these reasons. Make it urgent. You can always run your own special, you guys. I constantly run my own specials. If there's somebody I'm trying to get off the fence but I've been talking to forever, I'll pay their shipping. Like, it benefits me and it benefits them to feel good. So, create your own specials sometimes when you need to. You're either going to get 3 responses when you're power prospecting. Sorry, you guys, I can't talk tonight. First of all, you're leading with the business, you're defaulting on the products, right? So if they say they don't want the business, they're going to give you 1 of 3 responses probably. They have interest in the product, right? Or they don't, and they provide you with referrals. They may know somebody that wants to use the products, but they're not interested, or they're going to tell you no. Those are basically the responses that you're going to get if they respond, right? Most of the time they don't respond, a lot of the time. It takes 7 to 8 exposures till somebody says okay. And that's that's the real deal. It takes time. Think about anything that you buy. Usually, do you just buy it right away? Nope. I guarantee you Google it, you ask your friends about it, you might check in with your husband or your significant other and ask them about it. Like, it takes people time. Most people don't just buy on the spot. Some do, but most people don't. So that brings to the next, subject that she talks about, which is following up. And it is just so important, 7 to 8 times to follow up. Don't give up on that. Like, remember that just because you're sending messages and you have that urgency, they don't have that urgency yet because they don't know how good it's going to make them feel. You do, but they don't. So just keep following up. Make sure you're keeping that list. It's super important to have the list so you don't get sidetracked, lose them in your messenger. And then, she talks about when you're following up kind of ways to seal the deal. And I like this. She talks about the three F's, which is I feel, I felt, and I found. And some examples of that is just giving them validation, right? I always talk about how it's all about your prospects and about your clients, and truly make it always about them, and it will be better for you in the long run. Saying things like, I understand how you feel. I remember feeling that way in the beginning. I found everything my friend said to be true about these products. So relate to them, be relatable, validate it for them, but using those words, I feel, felt, and I found, really can validate things for somebody. So I love those things that she talked about there. And then of course, they're always going to ask you how much is Plexus? Honestly, you're going to start with telling them that they could have Plexus for free. That's what you're going to tell them. You're going to tell them, well, honestly, you could totally get your products paid for. It's super easy. And then let the conversation go from there. They say, oh, I'm really, if they're firm about it, okay, move on from there. But you can just explain a little bit about how they can get it paid for. If they go, really, how do I do that? Don't puke Plexus all over them. Just give them a little bit like, oh, well, you could make up to $400 potentially, if you're at the bottom of the company, at the lowest scale, you can actually make $400. That's a pretty good amount of money. Give them a little bit to chew at a time and lead them in the conversation that way. A lot of times people are going to have so many different objectives as to why they can't do the business, why they can't use Plexus. One of them is I don't have time. When people say I don't have time, first of all, I'm like, someone told me this yesterday or the day before, I don't know. Like, you're one of the busiest people that I know. And I'm like, honestly, I am. I'm probably one of the busiest people that I know. It's not that I have the average or normal lifestyle that I'm running to and from, work outside of the home or running my 5 kids somewhere. But the things that I do on a daily basis, care-wise, and just on the phone as far as handling medications and business and doctor's appointments, you would be blown away in a day in the life of Amber, right? So when people say, I don't have time, I don't say that to them. What I say is, I can totally relate to not having time. And when I started this, I thought the same exact thing. So I make it relatable and show them that I understand that they're busy. And actually, honestly, some of our best leaders in this team, they're the busiest, and that's just how it goes. Why? Most of the times, why? Because they're motivated. A lot of me being busy is because I'm motivated about a lot of different things in my life. And so I am busy because of that, but that's okay. Then the other thing, they always say is I don't have the money. Then you lead with the business. Again, present some of the business opportunity to them. Don't be embarrassed to present that, you guys. I am still learning how to lead business first, product second. I did some more messaging today, some more cool messaging today. And, it was somebody that I knew in grammar school. And I decided, okay, just lead with the business. And sure enough, the conversation went, I'm actually looking for employment right now. Can you send me some more information? And I was like, it's not as hard as I actually think it is. I mean, I can preach about it, but I really try to practice that as well, you guys, because I feel like once you're leading with a business, you're going to find more people to work. Default on the products, right? And those wholesale prices. So if somebody says they don't have the money, start talking about the business. Send them that video that I posted the other day about how we're different as a multi-level marketing company, which was a great video. People often say, I'm not a salesperson. I say, perfect. I don't want a salesperson. I don't want people that I love, going out and being all salesy to everybody else around them. That is not what we're looking for, you guys. I've never sold anything in my life. And I can sell a lot of Plexus. And I'm not a salesperson. So we don't want salespeople. And people oftentimes, I find this objective all the time. I don't want to bug my family and friends. Like, they'll do it when they're ready. You guys, they are ready. They just don't know it. And you're not bugging them. If your mentality in your mind is purely, I have something that everybody else needs. They just don't know it yet. Your whole way of thinking and messaging people will change. So if you need to somehow, grow your faith and borrow mine, because I am telling you right now, you're not bugging your friends. My friends and family that don't use Plexus, shame on them. And I tell them that. I mean, that's my person. I tell them, you guys suck. Like, you have no idea how good you could feel. Don't complain to me about how you can't lose weight, or you have zero energy, or whatever it may be. Like, I don't have room for that, because I know that Plexus can do them well. So don't feel like you're bugging your friends and family. Have that belief in it. If you don't have the belief in it, borrow mine and start reaching out to these people and following up with them without the mentality of you're bugging them. And one of the other things is people say no. People say no, but guess what? No is not forever. No is not forever. I have people come back to me and reach back out to me after doing this for about, passionately sharing since November. I have people that I reached out to, this winter, that will come back to me and be like, hey, you know what? I think I want some more information now. People I don't even, I haven't followed up with, because I sucked at keeping my list in the very beginning. So no does not mean no forever. And remember that, you guys. So once you start enrolling people, something that Sarah talks about is the enrollment and the duplication. And I think that this is key and super important for us to talk about as a team. The system that we have in place works. The team trainings that we have in place work. Oftentimes I find myself losing sleep over why some girls aren't ranking, or why some people can't hit silver, and why some hit silver right away. And I go, you know what? I'm giving them all the same tools. So what's the difference? And I'm here to tell you the difference. There is no difference. The people that are ranking are doing the step-by-step instructions. I almost guarantee it. And sometimes it takes longer for people, and that's totally, totally okay. It took me forever to go silver, like forever. I was thinking, like, my mom was the first one to join. And then after that, I couldn't get 2 people to save my life for a long time. But I thought I was doing what Amy and Jessica were telling me to do. I was not. I was posting once a week, twice a week, maybe at best. I was messaging once a week, maybe once a week. I'd say, oh yeah, I'll send some messages out. Like, I thought I was doing what they were telling me to do to duplicate, but I wasn't in fact doing it. So, enrolling and duplicating, use the systems that we have and get your girls in those same systems. So you enroll somebody, you should already potentially know if they're wholesale, or if they want to get their products paid for, or if they want to make $500 to $20,000 a month. And then you go off of that. So say they want their products paid for, perfect. You enroll them, you start that day. We have, like, right now we have the going silver days 1 through 7. Like, anybody that's trying to get silver right now should be participating in that. I have a girl I enrolled the other day. She's, at the very end of it. So I was like, okay, so I'm sending her day by day. When she's done, she texts me, completed it. I send her the next one. She's being proactive. I have another girl that signed up a couple weeks ago. She is being proactive in the things that we're asking to do. So just remind yourself, you guys, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect at all. And there's things that I have to work on every single day. But enrollment and duplication are huge for your business. And if you start these right away, then your business will be much more successful. There's things I wish I did in the beginning differently. I can't take it back now, but I can change the way that I help people from the very beginning now, And so I know, Amanda, I think you're frozen. I'm like talking to her freezy right now. Okay, there you go. Keep losing my concentration. Anyways, so nobody's perfect, and we all have things to improve. But just remember, the duplication is super important, and to start it from the very get. So if you have girls and you know what their wants and needs are, start them off from the very get strong. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes we'll enroll people and they have no idea that they want to even share this business yet. It might be like 6 months down the road, and then they're like, oh, well, now I see Amanda making money, or I see Amanda in Florida, or whatever it is. And then they want to jump on the bandwagon too, or they like your hat because it's super cute. And they're like, hey, I could get some swag. I like Plexus, why not? So sometimes it just takes time. So when you're enrolling these people, know what they want out of it from the beginning. Give them what they want. Use the duplication system that we already have in place. The top number ways to start your duplication process is to have them post on Facebook, tag you, tag you and maybe the person above you. Say, hey, I've started this awesome Plexus journey. I'm super stoked for it to help this, and that. It's really helped my friend Amanda with this, and that. Who wants to join me for the next 3 months? Easy peasy, one post, right? But then don't stop there, you guys. Don't post once and be like, okay, well, no one's came to me. I'll tell you what, very rare is it someone comes to me. They do now once in a while, but it's not like every day I wake up and someone's like, hey, Amber, can I have some Plexus? No, like that's not happening yet. So if you've posted once and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm good, but no one's reached out. Well, guess what? Keep posting. Like, don't stop posting. Making sure that you make your Franks list is a huge part of duplication. Making sure that you have the correct verbiage and the way that you're sharing is in a good way. I mean, the threads that we have going on with this team are awesome. I'm super active on all of our threads, going silver, going gold, the Alaskan crew. We've got this Boss Babe challenge. We've got the Plexus culture. Like, I'm interacting on those pages almost every single day in those threads. I'm giving you guys the tools, and so is Jessica, and so is Amy. So is Amanda. So utilize those tools that we have there, and you guys will then go silver and keep ranking in the company. And there's things to learn with verbiage and follow up and the ways that you're reaching out. I asked somebody that today. I said, how's it going? We got one more, and you're going to go silver. And she's like, I'm just trying not to get frustrated when people ignore me. And I'm like, don't be frustrated. Like, they will ignore you. It does happen. But may I see a message of what you're sending? And it's not that I want to be invasive, that I truly want to help this person try to reach her goal. She's got one more to get $275. Like, maybe I can see in her message is the way she's presenting it something that's not appealing to somebody, or, they could show Amanda or Jessica, and maybe we could see what's happening. Sometimes it just takes a third eye. Like, not this, it's so common sometimes. Like, sometimes I'll show my husband something, and he'll be like, oh, well, yeah, this or that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see it that way now. Sometimes you just need that third eye to go, oh, okay, well, maybe they feel like it's about you instead of about them. Or maybe if you change this, with, what was it? Felt, find, and whatever found. Like, just little things that maybe we can see because we've been in it a little bit longer, whatever. And then, like, utilizing all the training videos that we have. Like, I'm constantly posting training videos, and we're doing lives all the time. Like, just utilize all that stuff. If you're truly working, then eventually you'll rank up, right? And eventually you'll have good paychecks, and eventually you'll go somewhere in this business. The only way, Amanda and I had a conversation earlier, and something that I've heard before is fail forward. You guys keep failing forward till you find success. And it's so true. Every single day I fail forward. Every single day. You guys should see some of the messages I get. Like, they're not friendly. They're, you know what I mean? Some of them aren't that nice. But guess what? I don't have any doubt in my mind that I don't have something that everybody needs. And I am a firm believer in everybody needs it. I know some people say, yeah, it may not be for everybody. I don't end my messages like that, because that's not what I think. I do believe that it is for every single person that has a gut, which is everybody. Just like some people think their skincare line is for every single person that has skin. They truly believe in it. It's the same thing for me with Plexus. So utilize all these things, and remember that it's going to be tough sometimes, but utilize what we have to help the duplication process, and it will go much better for you. It does for me. When I start plugging myself in, things get better for me. I pick up, my momentum starts again. I mean, this is all from me learning and having experience with this. This is not me preaching. This is me being human, and your guys' friend, and saying, I'm going through the same thing. And when I plug myself in to what Amy offers me specifically, or what Jessica wants me to do, or anyone's asking me to do, and I do it, then things change, or I do it on my own. And part of that comes back to, she talks about daily IPAs, income producing activities. Like, if we're not doing income producing activities, guess what? You're not going to have an income. Like, it's just not going to happen. There's no way for it to happen, because you're not creating your own momentum. You're not reaching out to people. You're not following up. Nobody's starting. People will fall off because you're not following through with your clients properly. You are their health coach, and remember that. That's part of, that's part of your income producing activities, really, is touching base with your clients. Because if they're not happy, you can't just sign them up and then be like, oh yeah, oh, okay, cool, you got your shipment, and this is how you take it, and then you don't talk to them. Like, I talk to my clients probably every couple weeks. I mean, once they're like set, you know, I may check in every 2 to 3 weeks. Once we've gone for the first like 60 days and I know they're good, then I'm still checking on them. I mean, they're people I love and care about on some level, right? Because they're signed up, they're in my organization for some reason. So even that's one of Amanda's girls or one of Sarah's girls, like, I love and care because they're their friends. You know, I want success for them too. So, you know, making sure we do that in our daily IPs, I think, is important too. She talks about plugging yourself into team trainings, events, conferences, anything that your company has to offer. And I will say, I think it's really important. And I think that as a team, we should make a goal to all be at conference next year. If that means, you guys, that we have to all start saving now, you know, to make sure that we're there in June, then do it. Take $25, you know, every couple paychecks of your own. Or, you know what my really favorite trick is that I'll share with you guys? It's a good one. So when you go to the grocery store, get cash back, because it's just part of the grocery bill, right? Nobody knows. Except for whoever's husband just walked in the room. So that's one thing that I really love to do, that helps out. And then all of a sudden, you know, my money's saved up. But I think focusing and making it a goal to make sure that we're all in convention together, and if we can bring in our spouses, is super important, because we want them to be on board as well. So plugging yourself into those, and really, once you sign up one person, even if it's a wholesale ambassador, you are a leader, and you are, you know, you've got your own team. Even if it's one person, if it's 10, if it's 100, if it's 200, you are a leader, and you need to start acting like a leader, taking that role. I think that Sarah and Amanda have done a great job at that. Ronnie as well. You guys are all falling into that role of becoming and being, I'd say being, not becoming, leaders. And I'm super proud of you guys for that. And just remember to stay there. You're a leader. Don't compare yourself to other leaders in this business. You know, sometimes it's so easy to do. Sometimes I look at my friends that are above me in different ranks, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did they do this? You know, and I'm still stuck here. Or they went faster than I did, or whatever. Don't do that to yourselves, because it's really not worth the time and energy. Like, only put out good energy. Why do we want to waste time thinking about how crummy we are, what a crummy job we've done, or how long it's taken us to do this or that? Like, let's try to just put positive energy forward. And with that positive energy, you'll be such a better leader. And that's something I'm working on too, because I give myself a lot of negative energy about how I'm not ranking quick enough, or, you know, how my momentum's sucking right now, or whatever. I need to refocus on my energy and being positive. Like, okay, I'm looking right now. I've personally signed 5 people this month, and I've signed 2 up under my husband, and I have 2 new customers. Like, why am I being stuck on the fact that I haven't hit Ruby yet this month? Like, what's the point? Why am I letting that bother me so much? But that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people to our organization this month in some kind of level. You know, and that's 7 of them being ambassadors, whether wholesale or working. That's a great accomplishment. But I've spent so much energy focusing on the negative, not on the positive. And so that's something I'm working on doing too. And I think as a team, we can all just kind of focus on that, turning our energy into positive energy. And with that being said, you know, don't give up. Like, the only way, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, to not succeed is to give up. And if we give up now, I've been watching so many videos just because I'm struggling in personal areas of my life. If I give up now, I'm like right on that cusp of like, things will be off the hook in our lives in ways that I could have never imagined. Or I can go back to like paycheck to paycheck. My husband's going to work his ass off till he's 60, and we won't have enough money to do the things we want with our adult children and our grandkids. That's just a reality after being in a union for ever, right? So am I going to like get tough right now and go this way? Or am I going to throw in my freaking towel and be like, oh, sorry guys, like, too bad for your little dream board y'all made. Like, that stuff's in the toilet now. Let's just flush the hopes, because mom can't handle it. I can't put on my big girl pants and just go for it, you know? So I'm like right there on the cusp, I feel like. And I feel like this is something that happens in this business. And that's why me about to hit, what is it? Is it 2% of the company are Ruby? 2%? I'm pretty sure it's 2%. It's a low percentage. Because it's hard, you guys. It's not an easy task. We have 500,000 ambassadors. And you know, from ruby to diamond, it's very few out of 500,000 people, right? Why? Because it's hard work. You can't give up. This is where the crossroads meets. And like I said, you put on your big girl panties and you change your family's life, or you throw in the towel and say, you know what? I'm not into it. I can't handle the rejection. You know, it's too hard. Like, I'm crying because I have got 9 people this month instead of like whatever my stupid goal was. You know, like, that's when it's a reality check for myself. And then I want to share with you guys is this is where things get tough sometimes. And you just have to choose to move forward because you don't want to give up on what you want. You know you deserve it, and you know you can reach it, and it's totally obtainable. I have friends making $10,000 to $40,000 a month. Yep, I'm pretty sure I want that. Pretty sure my kids want that too. I'm pretty sure my kids don't want to be in debt for college. I'm pretty sure, you know, I want to give, you know, my daughter every single experience that I can on my own dime. So I'm gonna suck it up and move on. So just don't give up. Chapter 10 she talks about, what does she talk about? Just basically the power of bliss, like, and believe. The power of believe is what it is. And that's it. Like, do you believe that you can do it? For starters. Okay, so if you don't believe that you can do it, start writing that crap out on a piece of paper. Okay? Start writing, I will, whatever. So like here above my desk, I have things written all over. Here above my desk is one. I don't know if I shared this before, but it says 20 pounds, 20 people a month, and $20,000 a month. And then it says 200K in my bank account. And it's written out, and I see it every single day. And it's by my little board that says Emerald. And then, you know, I have my daily I am affirmations in my phone that I wake up to with a prayer. And I'll tell you what, on the days that I don't do those things, I lose my belief. So do you believe that you can do it? And if you don't believe now, make yourself believe, right? There's days I don't believe I can do it. So I make myself believe that I can do it. And I get myself to the next day and I do the same thing. I stare at that thing. I read it when I come sit at my desk. So in the morning I start in my bed, do my daily I am affirmations in my prayer. And then when I come out to my desk to work, I read over that 20 number sheet that I made. And I do believe that one day I'll have $200,000 in the bank. I do believe that one day I'll make 20 grand a month. I'll be 20 pounds lighter. And I'll be adding 20 level ones. You know, I mean, I do believe all those things. And the days that I don't, I just tell myself that I will. You know, and I think that that's what you have to do sometimes. So it's a power of belief. So that was the book. So we're done with Sarah Rockin' Robbins. Like I said, I plug into her training stuff a lot. I find her to be really encouraging. You know, she was an overweight, shy kindergarten teacher that came out of her shell and now is like a billionaire, I'm sure. It's crazy. She looks phenomenal. She's a great leader for a lot of people outside of her business. You know, she's in skincare. I loved reading her book. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the 4 color personalities next, which actually this book is really cool. I read this a couple times when I first started, and I was like shocked when I read it because so now I label everybody. I'm like, oh, they're a yellow. Oh, they're a red. Oh, she's a blue. Like, it's so hard to just meet somebody now without categorizing, which sounds horrible, but I know Amanda can relate to that. But we're going to go ahead and read it because it really helps your business. Because like I always say, it's about our client and what they want. This book will help you figure out what your client wants, right? Ultimately. And the type of person that you're dealing with, and it will help you understand how to work with them better. And so we're going to start the 4 color personalities tomorrow or tonight, whatever fits your fancy. I think we're just going to wrap this one up really short because you can also listen to it. Listening takes an hour and 40 minutes. So let's do pages 1 through 56. I know a random number, but it basically goes through all the colors at first. In the first half of the book. So it's going to go over the red personality, blue, yellow, and green. And then, you know, we'll touch bases on that next week, and then we'll finish the second half of the book the week after. Because I think I need to check my schedule. I think I'll be on a cruise ship. Let's see. I will be on a cruise ship, so we'll have to replan it. But I'll figure that out. So let's just do pages 1 through 56, talks about all the color personalities. If you read it before, read it again with me. I'm going to read it again. Like, I'm going to listen to it. And I think it's a good reminder, even if we've already done it before. So that's it. I think the other thing that I want you guys to do is I want you guys to watch this video called Success Loves Speed. And I think I posted it maybe in Going Gold. I'm going to post it again, and I'm going to post it in the 90-Day Boss Babe. But it is really true. A lot of points that she makes I can really, really relate to. So I want to share it with you guys. And I want you guys to watch The Secret again. Because honestly, I was watching it like once a week, and then I stopped watching it, and your belief starts to go away. It is extremely hard to live in that type of world where you're positive all the time, right? But it can be done, and it's important to keep our energy positive instead of negative. And I know that about a lot of things in our life, and it is being true in our business as well, in my business personally. So watch The Secret again, read pages 1 through 56 in The Color Personality, and I'll send you guys to Success Loves Speed. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for joining tonight. Aloha.